In a world of magic and mystery, two schoolgirls and their intrepid friends travel forth into adventure. This is Miss Moogle's Finishing School. Hey guys, this is JR, your illustrious GM. Thank you so much for listening. We're back with episode 3, and you might notice that one of the players is missing. That's my daughter Bella. She was feeling under the weather today, so we decided to just have her sit out. So you might notice that she's gone, and maybe that'll play into the story. Thank you guys so much for listening, and on with the show. So it's just the two of you with this sled-sized book, this rather large, but not heavy, but it's like a large book between the two of you, and you two are on your way back to report back and bring this book back and kind of report to her about your adventures. One thing before we go on, I want to let everybody know, we forgot over the last couple episodes that a lot of people that listen to this aren't necessarily gamers. And we forgot to explain a lot of the powers that we were using, the spells and stuff. So we're going to make more of an effort to explain our powers and explain our spells and the things we do as we use them. Sorry about that. We will do better moving forward. So, okay, you guys are standing outside the tower. It's just the two of you. It's early afternoon. Tower is still glamored, but the area around it, you can hear noises now. You can hear birds chirping, you can hear bees buzzing, and things of that nature. And then you've got, the path in front of you.
I want to pick up the book and carry it between us and walk towards Miss Moogle's.
You make it back into town, and the festival is still kind of going on, but the streets aren't as overcrowded with people as they were before. The little urchins that were trying to pick your pockets aren't there anymore.
Yeah, we'll just go back to Miss Moogle's.
So you go back to the school, and it's a nice little, the nice little building that you know and love. The little old lady doorkeeper is still there, and she opens the door and kind of gives you a nod of acknowledgement, like you guys clearly succeeded in your goal. You guys walk up the stairs with the book between you, and you walk into the room, and Miss Moogle is sitting at her desk, sipping on a cup of tea, and she looks up, and she says, "Oh, you're back."
Yes, Miss Moogle, we are back. We brought the Tome of Magical Manners back, and that was our requirement that you had for us.
Yes, it was, ladies. You took so long, though. Did you have any trouble on your way?
We had a little bit of trouble. We ran into some pickpocketers.
Oh, my.
We also encountered some imps, and I think we may have encountered a certain magician, wizard person under some kind of spell, maybe?
Oh, no. Magmar was under a spell? Is he okay?
He's dead.
More dead than we would hope.
Dead? You found him dead?
No!
Well, what happened was, we might have accidentally killed him.
Ladies.
Ladylike, I know.
Chance to read the Magical Manners yet. We just picked up the book.
Ladies, all you had to do was knock on the door and he would have given you the book. Why would you have had to kill him?
So about that, there was a magical aura over the building. I had to use some spells to locate where we could go in.
Well, of course there was a spell over it. It was supposed to be a test. I can't believe you. What did he say that caused such anger in you two?
He was just writing on a book. Writing, not writing.
Well, first of all, we encountered his familiars, and they were very, very distressed.
Oh, no.
When we found him, it was like he was under some kind of spell, and like he was possibly had been turned into a gorilla of sorts.
A gorilla? You mean he wasn't himself?
He was not himself.
Oh my. You say his familiars were acting strangely as well.
Yeah, they were pretty shaken up.
I can imagine if he was under a spell, but did he attack you?
Yeah, that's kind of why we, killed him.
Yeah, we had to protect ourselves.
Oh my, that's just so very strange. You see, what you were supposed to do was go and find your way around the traps and knock on the door and let him know where you were from, and he was supposed to just give you the book. It was supposed to be just a fun little lark. This is so very strange.
Something had happened upstairs where the books were. A chain was broken off.
Chain was broken off.
The books were flying everywhere.
Oh, well, the library, that's how the library is. But what chain do you mean?
The chain was dangling from the lectern.
The chain, you mean the index was gone?
Yes, it was flying around the room.
The index was flying around the room. Well, the books and the papers fly around the room, but the index, the index never leaves.
Well, we put our hands on the desk and said index, and the chain would start to shake, but the index was flying around the library.
Oh my goodness, that's so very strange. Well, if you had put your hand on the lectern and called for the index, even if it was flying, it would have come to you. If the chain was clinking, it must have meant someone stole it. Someone has stolen the index and changed Magmar into some kind of gorilla?
Yeah, he was something riding on a book.
Tell me more about these creatures that you saw before you got there.
Homie, why don't you give the description?
Gorilla Magmar went to town.
Stop,
Riding
hold on. Hold on. Umi, it's not Umi. I need this over here. Okay. Umi.
I'll be here all week.
Umi, why don't you give the descriptions of the creatures to Miss Moogle?
Well, to put it plainly, they were basically imps.
Imps? What do you mean by imps?
Well, they were invisible, and then we were able to attack them and see them, and they were demonic-looking imps.
Oh my, that's not good at all. Imps. We haven't seen imps here since. At any rate, how was the tower when you went through it? You obviously had to find your way to the top. Was there anything amiss? Was there anything strange? Was the basement door open?
I don't think we saw a basement, did we, Umi?
I don't think so.
Well, that's good at least. Well, ladies, you've done very well, but with Magmar gone, I'm just so shaken. You see, Magmar had me come clean his tower once a week. He was fine whenever I saw him 2 days ago. I just don't understand. And then but something's just not right, ladies. Why don't you leave the book here, get some rest, and we'll pick back up in the morning.
What is it about this book that you wanted us to bring it to you?
Oh, ladies, it was just a silly lark. It was just a way for you to get out into the world and get some fresh air as a graduation present almost. Magmar himself was supposed to greet you at the door and let you in and just give you the book. This is just all so strange. And it's just the last girl I sent, but, well, at any rate, Miss Zova, on your way, you're more than welcome to stop by the library and peruse the spell books within to gain some new spells, as it seems like you've gained a level. So yeah, you guys have all gained a level, and Miss Zova is getting more spells.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay, so you guys exit. Zova, you have time to go to the library, peruse the spell books. So now you have all your spells that you have available at 4th level. Umi, you have your powers that you have available at 4th level, and you guys have access to a long rest, so you get all your hit points back, all your spells back, and you just get a rest. Okay, so you guys wake up, you guys have access to all your new spells and such, and you have breakfast, and then you can go straight to Miss Moogle, or you can walk around or do whatever you want.
I want to go to Miss Moogle and see what we need to do next.
So you go back up to the office, and Miss Moogle is wearing a new dress, a red dress, and she has her hair done up, and she's more composed than she was when you saw her yesterday. She was obviously a little flustered, but not so flustered that she was visibly upset, but you could tell just from having been around her, because as a prim, perfect lady, she doesn't get upset like that. So you get back up to her office, and she welcomes you in and has you sit down, and she says, "Ladies, after thinking about it all night, I think I need to send you back, because we need to find out what's happened to Magmar and discover what's caused this, because anything that could hurt such a powerful wizard and change him into this horrible gorilla creature, as you say, obviously is something that could be a danger to the town at large. So you girls are going to have to go back and you're going to have to investigate the tower again, including the basement. Now, the fact that the basement door was closed is a good thing. The thing about it is the last girl I sent didn't exactly come back. And there was a possibility that she was there while Magmar wasn't there and found her way into the basement.
Okay.
What, is there something in the basement we should be aware of?
Well, that's the thing. There could be. I've only been in the basement a few times. Magmar didn't let me in everywhere. That lady doesn't speak of such things.
Oh, he only lets you in certain places.
A lady doesn't speak of such things. And then she blushes a little bit. But he did pursue some of his experiments in the basement, and those were areas that a lady just doesn't go. I did have to go down there and clean a few times, so I do know the power word to get into the basement. Make your way into the front room, stand on the carpet, and say the word Melamaliki Malu. And then the door should open mystically, and you'll be able to get to the basement. But be very careful because, like I said, one of my students went there and never came back, and there's possibility that she went into the basement. But I never had the chance to ask Magmar about it before you girls went on your journey, and of course, we can't ask Magmar anything again because of some very unladylike behavior.
Sorry, Miss Moogle.
We're sorry, Miss Moogle. We'll try not to kill anyone this time.
Well, you just try to do that. Be off with you, ladies. And then she turns around and looks out the window. So you guys walk out, and as you're leaving, the front door lady, Miss Barbara, is not there today. And you guys walk out the door, and you're back out into the kind of the village square. What do you do?
Umi, let's just go straight to avoid any of these little pickpocketers that might be around.
So you guys are maneuvering your way through town, and then you go back out, and you're back on the same road. So you guys get to the rock again. You know, there's no imps, and there's no sign that anything had happened there the day before. Somebody had come through and cleaned it up, apparently.
This is very strange, Umi. I swear it looked different yesterday.
Yeah, it did.
Oh well, let's just keep going to the tower.
So you turn right at the rock, and you go back down the dirt path, and you get back to Magmar's Wizard Tower. And as you're walking up, you're still hearing bird chirps, and you're still hearing kind of the buzz of the bugs and stuff like that, the birds and the bees. But as you get up to it, you're looking at the tower. Only part of it looks crumbly now. Like, it looked super crumbly and decrepit and run down whenever you came up the day before. It doesn't now. There are parts that look crumbly, and there are parts that look smooth, which is what you would have felt whenever you were kind of feeling your way around it, Sova. So you look up at the tower, and you can see on the top, it's got the balcony and the top and kind of the little dome, and you can see the hole in the roof where the telescope that you saw when you got to the library is poking out. But there are still bits of it that are crumbly. So it almost looks like the magic is kind of starting to crumble. And as you walk forward, you get back into the glade where you were, where you guys had camped at the day before you went into the tower. And as you walk up, you had heard the birds, and you had heard animals, and you had heard kind of whatever. But as you get right up to the tower, you don't hear any of that. But it doesn't sound like silence. You can still hear it in the distance, but you can't hear it around the tower.
It's gotten quiet again, Umi. All right, so I go up to the tower. I want to find where we went in last time.
Okay, so you walk around, and you're seeing the trap that you guys sprung the day before, the 2 traps. You walk around, and as you come back up, you can see the crumbly bit, and you can see that there's some smooth bits. Part of the smooth bit is actually the door. You can actually see the doorway today without any trouble.
I walk over, and Umi, let me give you a boost up.
That sounds good to me.
All right, so I hoist Umi up into the entrance.
Okay. So Umi, you're up in the entrance, and you're looking at the door, and the door is shut, which you guys had shut it the day before.
All right, I want to help Zova.
Give me a strength check.
I got an 8.
Okay, so she goes to pull you up, Sova, and you slip out of her hand and you tumble onto your ass.
Okay, I want to climb up the tower.
Yep, give me a climb check.
I got a 14.
That's enough. You pull yourself up and you just kind of pop up and you're kind of rubbing your ass and you're glaring at Umi because that dirt poor commoner dropped you on your noble ass.
Okay, so I'm rubbing my bum because I've been dropped on it a few times, and I want to go try to open the door.
Okay, so you go to pull the door open and the door is locked again.
I'm going to use my telekinesis.
Okay. Give me an escape artist check or a dexterity check if you don't have that with advantage.
I got a nat 20.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so you unlocked this door the other day, so it just pops right open on the first try. Give me a perception check, both of you.
I got a 19. She got a 17.
So you unlock the door, and the door kind of creaks open. And as it creaks open, you're thinking to yourself, who locked this door? You guys don't have a key. You guys left yesterday and just pulled the door shut, and you killed the only person that was living here.
Umi, do you find it odd that this door was locked?
Indeed, I do.
All right, well, keep your eyes open.
I will keep them peeled.
So the door creaks open, and you look in, and you're having a little bit of trouble seeing inside because there's no light.
But there was light, remember, from that enchantment, right?
We broke the enchantments, though.
So the light is gone because of us or because of something else?
Well, the enchantment's also fading around the outside, so I wonder if it's just naturally going away because Magmar is dead.
All right, well, I think we should stay on our guard.
I pull a candle out of my bag and light it up.
You walk in, and it's dark. You can kind of see a little bit through through the candlelight because it's not very bright. It doesn't feel the same as it did when you came in yesterday. You almost get the hint of a smell, but you're not sure what it is. Go ahead and give me a perception check, both of you.
So a 19.
I got a 13.
Umi, you're kind of looking around and you get a feeling of dread. It smells like death.
You smell that?
Yeah, what is that? I think we need to find the carpet Miss Moogle was talking about and say, Mela Malik Maloo.
Mela Maliki Moo?
You did not say that right. Not Melly Maliki Moo. It's not cow.
Mela Maliki
Moo.
Okay.
So we need to find the carpet and go stand on it and say Mela Malik Maloo.
Okay, let's go.
All right, I'm gonna look around and look for the carpet.
Okay, so when you walk back in, it's the same thing that you had seen yesterday. It's the same kind of sitting room. There's a really nice kind of large rug that covers almost the entire floor on the ground. When you take a closer look at it, there is a circle. Not in the middle, though. There's if you're looking at it from just walking in the door, it's like there's a sun in the top left corner. There's still the tapestries on the wall that you can kind of see. There's no light coming down the stairs, and there's no sound coming down the circular stairs.
Okay, I want to go. Umi, do you think we should go upstairs just to make sure everything's okay before we try and go in the basement, or should we just go to the basement?
I think we should go to the basement.
All right, I'm gonna go stand on the rug, find the area I need to stand, and say what I need to say.
I'm going to stand right next to her, a little bit too uncomfortably close.
I give her a look and back up a foot.
Okay, so you guys are both standing in the circle.
Yes.
I move a little closer.
You're just trying to make her uncomfortable.
Shake my head and roll my eyes and do what I need to do.
Okay. You're both standing in the circle, and you're both kind of circling around it because you're getting too close, and she's not liking it.
Yep. I say Mela Maliki Maloo.
Okay, so as you say this, you hear a sliding, grinding sound, like there's stones sliding against each other. Further forward in the rug, part of it kind of drops out, and then it slides into a little subsection, and then there's a dark square in the carpet.
All right, I want to walk towards the dark square.
As you walk towards it, you kind of look down, and it is very dark. It's not dark like in here where there's maybe light coming in from somewhere else, but it's very, very distant. It's pitch dark. It's so black, it's midnight.
Do we have... Okay, I want to look around the room and see if there's anything we can use to light our way better, like a torch or a lantern or something magical that we can maybe use.
Give me a perception check.
I got a 6. Umi got a 16.
Umi, you would remember from when you guys were exploring yesterday, as you were looking around the kitchen area, there were a few torches just kind of on the ground next to the stove.
I know where torches might be.
All right, well, let's go get those because those will be handy to go downstairs. I say snoodily.
You guys go up and around the spiral staircase, and you get back upstairs, and you go in to the kitchen, and there are 5 torches just sitting there next to the stove, and the stove is lit.
Okay, so if you know where the torches are, the stove's lit. So let's just get them and light them and go back downstairs.
Okay.
I go over and grab a torch.
Also in suit, and also grab my own torch.
And I light it on the stove.
You light it in the stove. Okay. Are you taking the rest of them?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
just
gonna
in
put
case.
them. I'm gonna stick them in like the side of my pants. I'm sure I got a belt.
You don't.
Oh, that's right. You have a skin tight bodysuit. You can't stick anything in it.
Just I could.
No. No.
Just
No. Well, so is the spider suit sticky? Just stick it to her side.
It's silk.
I'm
no, it's
imagining
not
web.
really. I know. I'm just Spider-Man web.
He's sticky.
You would be so covered in shit like within minutes.
Picture my face.
You walked through the woods again, didn't you?
You rolled in cow patties again, didn't you?
That's stick to anything. That's poop. Let's light the torches. I will stick the extra torches in my satchel. Let's go ahead and go to the basement.
Okay, so you guys get your torches. You go back downstairs and you walk up to the hole. You thrust your torch down to see if you see like stairs or anything. There's no stairs. There is a ladder. It's very rusty. The air that's coming up out of the basement area is very musty.
So how far is it down the ladder?
It's about 10 feet.
I want to cast Detect Magic. I've got the torch in my left hand, and with my right hand, I kind of form a kind of like a bluish type ball of magic and just kind of shoot it downstairs. And it shoots out in a cone-shaped area for up to 60 feet.
It's still dark. And in the smoke of the torch, you can kind of see another little bit of smoke. But this smoke it's not like the kind of black gray torch smoke that you see. It's kind of like a really, really dark red. It's so dark, it's almost black.
There's something down here. Something is amiss.
Well, let's just be on guard and go downstairs and kind of see what's going on.
All right, we keep going.
Okay, so who's climbing down first?
I'm going first.
Are you readying anything while you're doing this?
As we get to the bottom of the ladder, when I step onto the floor, I pull my rapier out. So I have my sword out, and I'm going to start, like, just slowly. Can I roll a perception check?
Yeah, go ahead. You both can if you want.
I got a 10.
I got my crossbow prepared, and I got a 15 plus 8.
23. Zova, you're looking around and you're seeing that this particular area is bare. It's flagstone. It's just like the inside of the traps that you guys had seen outside yesterday.
Okay.
There is a doorway off in the corner, and it is also dark. And when you look towards it, you can't really tell because of how dark it is, but you can kind of see that dark red smoke kind of coming in around your vision when you kind of push the torch in that direction. Umi, you're looking at the floor and the walls, and in the light of the torch, you're seeing that it's flagstones. There is a section To your left. So as you're looking away from the ladder, you're looking straight ahead, wall. Towards the left in the corner is where the doorway is. To your direct left, as you're looking at the walls and you're looking at the floor, there's a section of flagstone that is not this irregular shaped stone. It's a large, flat, perfectly square stone.
Hey, there's this square over here. I think we should go look at it.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Okay, who is going first?
Me.
Okay.
So basically, I'm being kind of cautious because I'm not sure what it is. I know it looks pretty suspicious, possibly a trap. So I'm being really cautious. And do I see any like rocks or anything on the floor that I could pick up?
There's nothing loose on the floor.
All right. And am I able to put down my bow to pull out my kinetic blast?
You can stick it in its sheath.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, grab the rock, and I'm going to kinetic blast it on the square.
You're going to blast the square?
No, I'm going to just throw the rock.
Are you tossing the pebble or are you going to blast it?
Well, I think I'm going to be more discreet, actually. I'm going to throw it.
You give it a little underhand toss, and it lands right in the middle of this square, and it clatters really loudly. And as it does this, you hear kind of a scurry in the other room, like something's moving in the other room. But nothing happens on the square. It doesn't move. Give me a perception check.
I get an 8 plus 8, so 16.
Zova, give me one too, because you might have heard if anything happened to him.
I got a 26.
So you also heard the scurrying, and you very clearly and distinctly heard that whatever she dropped this on was hollow.
Did you throw that thing on there?
The rock?
Yes.
I did.
Okay. Let's just continue towards the room.
All right.
Maybe pull out your crossbow. So I'm walking very cautiously, looking around, panning the room. I've got my rapier out, and I have the torch in a hand.
Okay, and you're going first.
Yes, I've bypassed Umi.
Okay, so you stepped around her, and she is behind you, and you're walking towards the doorway. And as you're walking, you don't smell the death smell, like that kind of nasty, kind of half-rotten smell. But you do smell something that's a little musty and a little dirty, and it doesn't really jive with the fact that this place is spotless. So you're walking forward, and you walk through the doorway, and there's another large room, and there's a large trestle table. And then in the corner, there's another table, and it's kind of like that, but it's a little thinner, and it covers like the shorter side wall. And it's got some like beakers and flasks and stuff like that on it. And this is clearly where Magmar did whatever experiments that he did down here.
Would it be appropriate for me to do a knowledge arcana check?
You can do a knowledge arcana, yeah.
I got a 25.
Okay, what he's doing here doesn't look out of place or dangerous. He's pretty clearly just doing regular research, but he's researching something that isn't like a zapping spell. He's not researching lightning bolts, and he's not researching fireballs. He's researching something that he can contain here. And as you get closer, you're kind of looking at all the gear and all the stuff. There is, in fact, a book sitting on the table.
All right, I want to cast Read Magic at the book. So what it says on Read Magic is you can decipher magic inscriptions on objects, books, scrolls, weapons alike that would otherwise be unreadable.
Okay, you cast Read Magic, and you're looking at the open book. So you're seeing that this book is talking about summoning something.
Umi, this book talks about summoning a creature or something similar. Do you think maybe that's what happened to Miss Moogle's other student? Do you think they tried to summon a creature and it went bad?
Possibly, but what could they have wanted to summon a creature for?
Curiosity.
Well, you know what they say in the poor side of town?
No, actually, I would not.
Well, I don't remember right now. But it was very profound.
It makes sense that Umi doesn't understand this because she's not a magic. She doesn't use magic the way you use magic. Zova. She doesn't study for it. She's just like, sippy sap. Okay, so you've looked at this book without touching it. You've kind of seen that it's about summoning. What are you guys going to do now?
I want to. That's all I noticed in the book?
You didn't touch the book. You just looked at the page it was open on.
Okay, I want to kind of flip through the book, like put my hand in where it is and just kind of like thumb through the book really quick.
You're flipping through and you're kind of seeing that it's a book about summoning. And if you when you close the book, you see that the title of the book is called Sigmund's Summoning.
All right, I want to set the book back on the desk as it was. Just kind of look around the desk, look around the rest of the room and see what else I see.
Okay, so around the room, there's this book. There's a wooden like stick that could have been a wand, but it was probably drained. He probably had to use this for whatever he was summoning. These flasks, they have a few things in it. There's like what looks like a blood sample. There's a few things in it. You're not really sure what he was trying to summon here. There's nothing specific in this book about what creature you would summon. It's just a general book about summoning.
Okay.
His notebook, which you would know he would have had to have had here, is gone. He would have had to have been taking notes about what he was summoning and what he was getting. It's gone. One of the things that kind of poked out at you as you looked at this page that it was on was the concept of keeping whatever you summoned either controlled or imprisoned. That's probably why it was being done in the basement.
I tell Umi what you said, word for word.
Okay, Umi, why don't you make a perception check?
I got a 14 plus 8.
22.
Yes.
So something being imprisoned kind of tickles your mind a little bit. She found something hollow in the other room that you both heard.
Umi, should we go check out that stone that you threw?
You want to look at the stone or what I threw it on?
Well, it was a stone. You threw the stone on a stone. So let's go look at the stone you threw it on.
Oh, the stone I stoned. Okay, let's go.
So you go back in the other room, and the rock that you tossed, the little pebble or whatever that you tossed, is still sitting on that perfect square. And it's pretty big. Like, you could probably lay on it. It's like moderately bed-sized.
I go and just start inspecting around the rock.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, I noticed nothing. I got a nat 1.
Okay, yeah, you kind of look. It's just not doing nothing for you.
I go stomping on the rock since I heard it was hollow.
Yeah, you're hearing it's hollow. You're stomping it.
And I pull up my sleeves a little bit like, okay. I take another rock out of my pouch and I kinetic blast the floor.
You kinetic blast the floor. Are you both still standing on it?
I went to the edge.
Okay, you're on the edge.
I actually have 1 foot outside of the circle and 1 inside.
Yep. So Umi, go ahead and give me give me a luck check.
That is a 3.
Okay, so you take this and you wrap it in this ether and you just turn and you blast it right at your feet. Kaboom! And it blows off half of this flagstone. This thing just cracks in half. And you hear it, and it's about to break. Both of you give me reflex saving throws. Zova, give me one with advantage.
I got a 19.
I got a 16.
Do I need to add anything to that?
Yes, the reflex. So plus 5.
Plus 5. 19 plus 5. So 20.
So I got 16.
Umi, you like kind of backflip, like do a backhand standoff. Zova, you just kind of step off just because you were on the edge of it. So it cracks in half and it finishes, and then it just tumbles into the floor and it hits something, kind of falls down about 10, 15 feet, and boom! It hits the ground and you get some dust coming up, and you just kind of look at each other.
I peer into the hole.
I also peer into the hole.
You look down and you see the two parts of this thing, this flagstone, resting on the inside, on the bottom, and at the bottom is a skeleton with a robe on, and it's got like a little chain with a necklace. Both of you give me perception checks.
I got a 2 plus 8.
I got a 16.
16. Zova, you can recognize this chain. It is the chain of someone who attends Miss Moogle's finishing school.
Umi, I think that's Miss Moogle's missing student.
Oh no. Why is it a skeleton? I thought she hasn't even been down here that long.
Well, what if she summoned something and got caught with it?
Oh no.
What if there's something else down there?
That doesn't sound good at all.
I shine my light down there.
You can see that it's a clean skeleton. There's no blood, there's no chunks, there's no flesh. It's a clean skeleton with this, this chain and this robe or whatever. What you can see of the skeleton is clean. But you can also, as you're kind of moving your torch around to try to look into the bottom of it, you are seeing a large claw marks on the side of this pit, this oubliette.
Umi, there's also some claw marks down there. Whoever got her picked her clean and tried to get out.
Well, that's not good.
I want to cast Detect Magic down into the hole.
So you detect magic into the hole, and you don't see anything different than you had been seeing there. You don't see any of that kind of dark red. You don't see anything like that.
Is there anything in this hole that we should be investigating?
Give me a perception check.
A 20.
That was a nat 20.
Okay, so you're looking and you're seeing some handholds, kind of like the traps that were set outside, but this is way deeper. You're looking at the rock, where the rock was that you destroyed, and there's like hinges that broke off when this fell down. This wasn't a trap. This was a prison. And whatever was in it was big and was trying to claw its way out. And then you look at the body, and you're not seeing weapons. You're not seeing a backpack. You're not seeing books. All you're seeing is dressed skeleton with a chain with Miss Moogle's symbol on it. And that's it.
Umi, what if what we thought we killed that we thought was Magmar was actually down here, trapped and got out? And I wonder if this girl summoned it and somehow her spirit went into it.
Maybe.
But
That's a little far-fetched, though.
I mean, it's magic.
Well, I guess you would know more about that than me.
Okay, so what are you guys going to do now?
I kind of want to go down there and look around.
All right, let's go.
I put my rapier back in its sheath, hold the torch, and go down the footholds or handholds.
So you both get to the bottom, and when you hit the bottom, you kind of disturb these bones, and they kind of fall apart.
All right, well, it doesn't appear that anything else is going on. Do you think we should look at anything else?
You think that skeleton, there's something off about it?
Well, yes, it's dressed and it's completely clean. If something would have eaten the person that the skeleton was, there would be stuff left if she hasn't been missing that long.
Make a knowledge arcana check, Zova.
14.
In your training, in your magical training, there are spells that you as a proper young lady are to stay away from. Some of these spells can suck the life force out of a person and leave them just a desiccated husk, turn their skin to dust. This spell could be one of those.
Umi, I was thinking, there are certain spells that we are taught not to use because they can have dire consequences. I'm afraid that this student might have used that. And if that's the case, we need to not use that book.
You know what I was just thinking about? We shouldn't use any books upstairs.
No, I think the one that Miss Moogle wanted was okay. Since this was in his hidden lair, I think that this one did something to this student and summoned whatever we killed when we were getting the tome for Miss Moogle.
That makes sense.
What are you guys going to do now?
If there's nothing else to look at in the hole I'm climbing up.
Okay. You both climb up?
Sure.
Okay, so who climbs up first?
Me.
She does.
Okay. Umi, as you climb up, give me a perception check.
I got a 4 plus 8.
Okay, as you come up, you hear a noise, and it's not the sliding that you heard earlier. It's like a
So kind of like a blowing wind.
kind of.
Do you hear that?
Give me a perception check, Zova.
13.
You hear it too. You hear the
I do. I want to walk towards the strange noise.
Yes, I'm going to climb towards the noise.
Okay, so you guys come out and you're going back into the laboratory, and there's another door, like another doorway,
Okay.
and you're kind of seeing that kind of red mist in your detect magic vision that's kind of starting to go away. You hear something, and it's walking.
Umi, do you think there's a ghost in here?
I don't know.
I walk towards the sound.
As you walk towards the doorway, you see a large hulk, a large shadow, a large beast lurch out of the shadows.
Which doorway? So are we in the lab or are we in the room we first came in when we came downstairs?
You walked towards the lab, towards the doorway that the noise was coming from, which was in the lab. So you're standing right inside the doorway of the lab.
Okay.
And you see something large lurch like around the corner of the doorway and kind of out at you, and it's big. It throws its arms out and it says, "Woo!" And that's all for today, folks. Tune in next time for the exciting conclusion. As always, thank you to Syrinscape for great music and great sound effects, Syrinscape.com, and tune in next week.